Hello everybody, my name is Richard Vigorelli and this is Vigorelli Institute. I have with me something I just barely finished watching, The Abyss. Good times. This movie came out in 1989. I was but a wee lad at the time. Summer before I started kindergarten, I believe. Yeah, that old. So it is about a civilian diving and salvage crew thing. They explore, etc. Well, they get tasked to locate an American nuclear sub. Okay. It was exploring somewhere in a deep trench area and ran into some trouble and sank. So, apparently the Navy is too busy and can't be bothered to clean up their toys. Okay? Anyway, they've got to find it before the Russians do. Because in this time period, this is still the Cold War. Perestroika wouldn't happen until about 1992. Then afterwards, former Soviet republics got a little nasty. But before that, they were a little crumbly. Okay? So at this time, Americans were still terrified of the Russians, and the Russians/Soviets were kind of desperate to get any kind of technological edge because they were, one, maybe 2 decades behind the U.S. in technology. So they kind of wanted to leap forward. A lot of spy movies about that. A lot of actual stuff, too. Anyway, so what happens is they go down to the bottom of the ocean and they find the sub. Lots of stuff going on there. One of the guys goes crazy and goes all, shall we say, hackman. We'll go with that word. Anyway, what goes on, they dispatch him, and everything's fine. So now they can resume their mission, and they have to figure out how to get everything on this sub back up to the surface. There's one little problem. Captain Crazy Pants decided to arm a nuke and drop it into the trench because reasons. So they now have to go and disarm this nuke. It's several thousand feet down, like a lot. By the way, this movie is directed by none other than James Cameron. You know, James Cameron, the guy who raised the bar. Yeah, Avatar, James Cameron. Seriously, what is with this guy and water? Okay? He has a massive, massive crush on the ocean. I swear, every single movie he has ever done, ocean, water, blue. Okay, I like blue as much as the next guy. In fact, it is my favorite color. Come on, man. Vary it a little. I'm just saying. Okay? That's just me. Now, they have to go down into the actual trench, which I'm betting is the Mariana, because that's, the deepest thing on the planet. That's still technically the surface. And they have to grab this nuke, disarm it so that it doesn't go off and basically cause a world-ending rash of tsunami. That would be bad. Fair enough. Also, irradiate half the ocean. Oopsie doodle. Okay? So what happens is they have to go down deeper than any human has ever gone. So they rig up a special diving suit. It's an ultra deep, heavy diving suit. And they also give the guy who's going to go down and do this some stuff called liquid oxygen, which, by the way, is real. Yes, we actually have that. It was invented in the 80s. It is a real thing. And they demonstrate it by submersing a rat in the stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so they give him all this gear. They put him in the suit, and they get the liquid oxygen in there, and he's not able to speak. The stuff is red. Everything looks red, and he has to communicate by typing on his arm, very slowly. So they kick him out, and they drop him in. But before this happens, his ex-wife is part of the dive crew, because that's not awkward. By the way, they hate each other. She's actually really pretty, kind of. Think Brittany Venti, but with brown eyes and slightly less busty. Moving on. So, they get stuck in this sub because they were trying to kill Captain Crazy Pants, and he's got the only dive suit, the only load of oxygen, so she has to freeze to death and drown, so he can get her back to the base and revive her. Okay, here's the thing. The depths they're describing, humans cannot survive at. Even with acclimation. I'm sorry, you're not going to make it, okay? The speed that they're moving at and all of this, not a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Also, the temperature at which she is at when she's in the open water on the abyssal plane of the ocean, yeah, she dead. She real dead. She deader than dead. She ain't coming back. I don't care how many times you shock her or breathe into her mouth. She's gone. Which, by the way, okay, Hollywood, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Medical technology and medicine is not magic. There are certain things we cannot do. Stop pretending otherwise. It's annoying. Thank you. Now, back to your other bit. So they get him in this suit and they drop him in there, okay? He blows past well where any form of technology available, not just in the late 80s, but now, is going to fail. That includes his dive suit. That includes the oxygen. Because the further down you go, the more weight is on top of you. It's a physics thing. It's called atmospheres. Okay? He may as well be standing somewhere on Jupiter. Okay? All the crap that's on top of him. Anyway, he gets down there and disarms the bomb. Realizes, well, I'm hosed. I'm not going to be able to get up to the surface. I only got, 5 minutes of air left. And it's going to take me a minimum hour to get there. So, bye, tuts. Well, the aliens show up. Which, they've been playing with water the whole time. Their technology is they can manipulate water. They even send a water tentacle monster into their base and say hi during the whole Captain Crazy Pants thing. True story. By the way, won an award for CGI in 1989. And this movie, The Abyss, was kind of the pop culture darling for CGI until Jurassic Park showed up in 1993. FYI. Got to see that one at the drive-in. Yes, we had drive-ins once upon a time. I'll tell you about them sometime. So, he disarms the bomb. Aliens show up, and one of them takes him to their ship, base thing, city, whatever it is. Okay, shows him in, and they bring him in to the center of it, and they put in a breathable atmosphere. He takes off his gear and yaks up all of the liquid oxygen from his lungs, and they have a little conversation about why all the weird stuff is going on and why they took out the sub and all of this. Because of the threat of nuclear war. And they told him, no more armies, or we'll flood the coastlines. Ooh. Okay. See, back then, see, every single generation has this weird thing of, oh my goodness, we have to save this because reasons thing. Okay? In this time period, it's climate change and carbon cars and all of this stuff, and it's, oh my goodness, you're going to destroy the world by breathing and farting. Well, you see, back in the 80s, it was nuclear weapons and global warming and thinning of the ozone layer and, you know, skin cancer and stuff like that. It's everywhere in the Michael Crichton books too. Anyway, it was a big hot topic. But to be fair, at this time, you know, nuclear Armageddon, kind of a strong possibility. What really woke us up to it was the whole Bay of Pigs thing and the Cuban Missile Crisis. That could have gone south fast. Anyway, that had only happened about, 20 some odd years before this movie came out. Kind of recent by comparison. Anyway, so he reports back, you know, that, and the aliens show up, they lift them all, and the couple reunites and said, yeah, we have to get rid of our weapons and no more fighting, or they'll do mean things to us. And to be fair, the aliens did decide to build a big old wave and launch it at Southern California. I mean, it's LA, bro. Kind of always sucked. I hate to tell you. But that's not important right now. So, I do enjoy this movie, though. It is stupid. It is ridiculous. The science in it holds about as much water as a sieve. But it does have a pretty decent plot. The CGI in it, especially for 1989, is just top marks. Industrial Light and Magic, by the way, ba-boom, back when they were cool. Yeah, that's not the case anymore. Anyway, if you ever get the chance to watch this, get yourself a copy. You might be able to find it on a streaming service somewhere. I do recommend it. Okay? By the way, I got this at a Play It Again shop for, guess how much? If you guess 5, you're too high. That's all I'll say. So, I will be back later with something else, guys. Live streams whenever I get the chance to do it, especially now that I'm playing EU4 and it takes for frickin' ever to play. And I will be back with another video. Like, share, and subscribe. Links in the comments section for my Twitter and my website. And I will talk to you guys later. You take care. Bye-bye.